What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to This Week in Esports and Gaming, the show where we talk about the latest and greatest in business happenings for gaming, esports, and creator news. I'm your host, Mark Kai. We're here for the second week of June 2023. Lots of stuff going on with the Esports League, so let's dive right into it. Our first top 3 story, the Overwatch League is reportedly going to eliminate all franchise entry fees. So Activision Blizzard is reportedly going to waive the remaining Overwatch League franchise fees for all competing teams that still owe them, which comes after the news of Overactive Media getting their Toronto Defiant outstanding franchise fees eliminated in a deal with Overactive Media. They also mentioned an early payment of league revenue share and a new sponsorship deal. And according to Sports Business Journal, teams still owe anywhere between $6 and $7.5 million, which is a huge amount of money. There also might be the same thing happening for the Call of Duty League teams as well. So it seems that Activision Blizzard is trying to tie up their cash balance sheets while they wait their Microsoft acquisition to hopefully go through. And this is interesting because there are many mixed reactions to this news. On one hand, it might be because, like I said previously, Activision Blizzard wants to reduce the outstanding accounts receivable to show that maybe their customers will actually pay up. On the other hand, it actually maybe helps the team since they don't have to pay back huge lump sums of money that they don't have. But also, it perhaps means that the slots they paid for aren't even worth close to what they actually signed them for. So the fees are just waived instantly, so maybe the value is diminished. Fans of the leagues are also somewhat confused on whether this is a good or bad thing. Many think this is good as it might allow other teams to come back into the leagues. However, Activision Blizzard never said anything about reducing league fees for new teams or changing the structure to allow new orgs in. In fact, most of this is actually pretty speculative, so I'll keep the story with updates as it comes along. Riot Games had reached an agreement with the LCS Players Association. Remember the saga of the LCS potentially not happening this summer? Well, it is going to happen because the LCSPA and Riot Games have reached an initial agreement here. The summer split will begin on June 14th with matches being played over 6 weeks on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And I will now read aloud the agreed upon terms from the LCSPA and Riot Games from their official statements. A new NACL business model in addition to the previously committed $300,000 that will be shared between the tournament operator and the participating teams to drive towards long-term sustainability, improvements to the NACL governance model, including a team participating agreement, a TPA, and a vetting process of participation from team organizations, minimum 30-day notice and severance requirement for players earning up to 1.5 times the league minimum salary requirement, and minimum 2 weeks termination notice for non-resident LCS players. Basically, players and teams are free to negotiate the terms here. Creation of a working group between the teams and the LCSPA to better optimize scrim schedules, and reinforcement of healthcare insurance requirements for international LCS players when they arrive in the US, as well as refinement of working procedures between the LCS, LCSPA, and teams to continue conversations about how to improve the competitive landscape in North America. So it's not everything that the LCSPA want to accomplish in returning the league to its former status, but that's often how negotiations work, right? You ask for more than you actually want. Some people are actually criticizing the LCSPA on Twitter since they didn't actually get all their demands, and that some of these people think that the LCSPA is kind of flaunting it like something big happened. But to those people, I say, just shut up and just take what you can get. For our final top 3 story, lots of updates with Twitch's guidelines as far as ads and branded content and whatnot goes. It's been a roller coaster ride, so let's take you on this journey here. So Twitch announced some updates to its advertising guidelines on June 6th, such as how users could not show baked-in ads to their streams and logos can only be 3% of that screen size. Among other things, there's also a clause, whether it was newly added or not, that said an affiliate or a partner, if they want to leave the platform, they'd be charged a $25 fee from their account balance. Right afterwards, people were very upset. Lots of streamers, and they threatened to boycott the website. Big streamers like those from OTK were participating in this. Twitch then rolled back the changes after a day, according to Twitter, and many streamers were happier again because a lot of the changes were rolled back. But LCS actually made a video on this, and how he said that the Twitch's terms of service actually still says that they have the exclusive right to sell, serve, and display ads on Twitch services, and that you're still technically not allowed to actually serve advertisements. That being said, it most likely won't be targeting smaller streamers, as Twitch is more worried about large-scale ad sales that would be affected by other companies, third-party companies, compared to sponsorships for individual streamers. The whole $25 charge for leaving Twitch thing, Kick came out and actually said that they would cover that fee for anyone who wants to switch to that new streaming platform, Kick, which started a whole nother thing there. And then Ludwig also interestingly noted that some updates to the simulcasting part of the Twitch terms of service, which basically says you cannot simulcast to any other live streaming service, regardless of whether you're not a partner or an affiliate or not. So before, you could stream to other sites if you weren't a partner or an affiliate, but now, even if you're not a partner or partner affiliate, you cannot stream to other sites at the same time as you're streaming to Twitch, which would most notably affect Ninja, but also lots of other smaller streamers who want to grow on other platforms. Now, will this be enforced by Twitch? I'm not sure. Time will tell. Who knows? Basically, Twitch is in the news a lot, and at this time, I imagine Kick and YouTube are just sitting back and watching these announcements and having lots of discussions internally on how to avoid what Twitch is doing. But either way, if there's more things to come, we'll definitely be covering that. As far as partnerships go, Riot Games and Coca-Cola partner up together. The two companies will have worked together to create a new limited edition flavor of Coca-Cola called the Plus XP flavor that's supposed to taste like leveling up. League players can also log in and complete in-game missions to earn limited edition emotes in tandem with this campaign. Soar Gaming partnered with Just Born. Just Born's candy brand Mike and Ike will encompass a variety of content engagement opportunities in this partnership, such as Twitch raids, giveaways, and other interactive initiatives as well. Kansas City Pioneers partner with Army National Guard. The partnership will result in 6 tournaments in the Midwestern part of the United States with the remainder of the year, with the Midwest Fest being the first to occur in mid-June in Kansas City. It will feature Rocket League, Apex Legends, and Call of Duty tournaments. The Saudi Esports Federation has partnered up with LG. LG Ultra Gear monitors will be used at the upcoming Gamers 8 tournament in Saudi Arabia, which will start on July 6th and last for 6 weeks. United Esports have partnered with Garner Foods. Garner Foods' hot sauce brand Texas Pete will work with United Esports to focus on content creation through a campaign called Texas Pete My Secret Sauce, and will feature content creators that work with United Esports. Sky Esports partnered with Loco. Loco will host the 2023 edition of the Sky Esports Champions Series on the streaming platform, which is the 10-day BGMI tournament where teams will compete for around $30,000 in prize money. The Score has partnered with Proximo Spirits. The two companies have partnered up to create a new series called Into the Dark, which explores the risks that many esports pros and personalities took to get to the top of esports and gaming. The first episode was released yesterday and covers Simple, who's one of the most notable players of all time in CSGO. As far as finance and M&A goes, Spectra Games raised a $1.25 million seed round. The Turkish mobile game studio saw a round led by Lotus Ventures, as well as the Games Fund with participation from Alpha Games and partners. The round will be used to expand their team and accelerate growth on their 3 current mobile racing and sim games, as well as upcoming titles in the future. As far as workforce changes go, Matt Goodman as well as David Bluver have been promoted to EVP of Strategic Partnerships as well as Customer Service, as well as VP of US Head of Brand Solutions at Enthusiast Gaming. Matt has been with Enthusiast Gaming for a little over 2 years now and will expand his role to cover strategic partnerships as well. He's had executive roles in customer success and client services at Helix, Glassdoor, Yahoo, and Viacom, and he holds a bachelor's in cinema and television from USC. Similarly, David has been with Enthusiast for a little over 2.5 years now and was most recently the VP of Sales for the East Coast. He's held sales roles for Group 9 Media, Business Insider, and Omnicom in the past, and he holds a bachelor's in communication and business from Penn State University. Anton Backman and Felicia Ko have been promoted to partner at Play Ventures. Anton has been with Play Ventures for a little over 4 years and was a principal before his promotion. He's on the board of gaming companies like Tribal Games, Black Block, Trailblazer Games, and more, and he holds a Master's of Law from the University of Helsinki. And Felicia has been with Play Ventures for about 5 years now and has been promoted from her VP position to being a full partner. She's on the board of a number of companies such as Plus Music, Tier 1 Entertainment, Hyperion Realms, and more, and she holds a Bachelor's in Business Management from Singapore Management University. Alana Adele Holman has joined Team Liquid as a global sales manager. She has tons of experience in the sales space, spending 10 years at Schneider Publishing Company, and most recently she spent 3 years at Gen.G as a director of strategic partnerships and activation. She holds a bachelor's in journalism and Spanish from Southern Methodist University. Vinayak Rao joins Aptos Labs as the BD lead for gaming. He joins after spending a year at Fundamental Labs, where he was leading up the gaming and entertainment investments for the company. He was also a co-host of Miami Web 3 and spent time doing strategic partnerships and business development for games at Facebook in the past. He holds a bachelor's in communication from UMass Amherst. Jonas Gulal has been promoted to the head of global brand partnerships at Logitech G. He's been with Logitech since 2013, spending nearly 10 years at the company, and he was most recently the senior product marketing manager and has now officially announced his role after being in this current role for quite a few months now. He's in marketing for quite a few other companies like Ultimate Ears and Frank Mueller, and he holds a master's in marketing from HEC Luzon. John Campbell has been promoted to Senior Product Manager at Fireshine Games. He's a cool guy that's been making huge leaps within the company, first starting as a Junior Product Manager just 2 years ago and now being a Senior PM. He was doing partnerships with Kaima Media as well as Kairos Group in the past, and he holds a Bachelor's in Geography and International Relations from University of Aberdeen. Yannick Hulshoff has been promoted to the head of EMEA partnerships at Twitch. His promotion comes after he spent a collective of nearly 4 years at Twitch with a stint at Reddit as the Germany marketing director for a bit in 2022. He spent a time in startups as well in the past with Streamwork and spent 5 years at Google doing account management and marketing in the past. He holds a master's in European studies from Maastricht University. Julie White joins 𝗠𝗿𝗶 as a VP of Media and Partnerships. She has lots of experience in the gaming sales space as she spent 10 years at Stream Elements and Twitch in executive brand-facing roles in the past. She was consulting for Flare Studios on their brand partnerships for a bit before this move to 𝗠𝗿𝗶, and she holds a bachelor's in business from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Chris Mead joins RTS as a Chief Business Officer. He's a seasoned professional in gaming as he spent over 9 years at Twitch, most recently as the head of Global Creator Strategy and Operations, and he will focus on creating new opportunities for businesses, creators, and publishers alike. He has a Master of Arts in New Media and Digital Culture from the University of Amsterdam. John Chapman joins PlayVS as the new CEO. He will be replacing the interim CEO Joe Gibson after the founder and CEO Delane Parnell stepped away from the CEO position earlier this year. John has lots of experience in the education space as he was the co-founder and president of EverFi over the last 15 years and spent lots of time at Kaplan as well as Score Educational Centers doing sales and business development. He holds an MBA from the University of Maryland. As far as new stuff goes, Gfinity have shuttered their esports division. The UK esports and gaming company says this is due to the directors seeing limited profitable growth opportunities, and this comes after they shut down their Gfinity arena in London, so I'm curious to see what other markets they dive deeper into in the future. Quantic Dream have launched an indie publishing label called Spotlight. Spotlight will support indie studios from early conceptual stages through the go-to-market releases of said titles, starting off with titles like Under the Waves by Parallel Studio and Lisfanga, the Time Shift Warrior by Sandor Studio. That's it for this week in esports and gaming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Credit to the authors and brands themselves for the images and information provided. If you want to go support the Esports Advocate, please click the link down below. And as always, everybody, if you know someone who find this valuable, please tag them in the comment section or share this with them. And as always, have a great day.